Good morning and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Today I'm going to review, and as you know I am obsessed with Springbank. Today I am going to review a Springbank 18, old particular. So a little bit of I haven't reviewed many Springbanks that are independently bottled. Most of the Springbanks that I've reviewed have been distillery bottlings. So it's always a pleasure to review independent bottled Springbank because although they carry the characteristics of the Springbank spirit, no pun intended, actually I did intend the pun, they actually are so unique as well within the Springbank realm. So, Old Particular, sometimes I'm a little bit iffy with Old Particular because they tend to go with a uniform type of ABV, and I find that to be a bit mixed. Sometimes they get it perfect and sometimes they fuck it up. In this case though, I've tried this before and let's see what this bottle entails. Sorry, backtrack a bit. So, Old Particular, I sometimes feel a little bit mixed because they tend to do like a mixed ABV. I don't know why they do it, but you know, they just do it. But let's see how this one fares, and let's see how this one compares to the normal 18-year-old. This is a 48.4. It is a charge from a refill, but okay, there's only how many bottles of this? Let's have a look. 360 bottles. So, you know, not a huge amount on this run. This was released a few years ago, 2015, but they're still available around, and this is why I'm reviewing it because, yeah. Is it worth buying when you see it in an auction? Is it worth buying when you see it sitting on a shelf? Because some people don't know what it is. Let's see how we go. Let's get nosing. The birds are chirping. The sun is shining. They know I'm opening a fucking Springbank. Delicious now. Absolutely delicious. Immediately you've got a spice, a cinnamon, a bit of nutmeg, a bit of fruit cake hint in there, a sweet brown sugar syrup. I would even say a bit of mixed meadow honey, mixed flora honey. It's herbaceous. A slight savouriness to it. Rosemary. It's got a nice menthol sensation on the nose. Like peppermint, shall I say, peppermint. I'm using the famous butt plug here because it does let me nose a bit more. It's not my go-to drinking vessel, but it just lets me nose a bit more. Unlit cigars, unlit tobacco. It reminds me of cedar wood as well, the humidor. When you open your humidor, it's like, oh yeah, cigars. Wet leather. What I love about this is that on the nose, I'm definitely getting that quintessential dirty, funky Springbank note. That filthy, wet, salty, briny, gimp leather suit. I'm definitely getting that gimp leather suit. Fantastic. But not so strong though. So this is actually more subdued than the distillery bottlings, which is interesting because from a single barrel, you would think that it would have more of that. But maybe the barrel was actually stored partially in the Springbank warehouse and partially in their own warehouse. I don't know. We don't know. If you know the info, you let me know, please, because I'd like to actually find out. But maybe that they've taken it maybe halfway through its maturation. They go, you know what? We'll take the barrel. They took it to their warehouse, so it didn't have that dunnage influence so much. But it still has that dirty factor, that sleazy corner neighborhood pimp smell, you know, like, yeah, a little bit of that pimp smell. I'm getting a concentrated fruit jam I'm thinking boysenberry fruit. Yeah, boysenberry jam. Dried sage. Absolutely phenomenal nose. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm excited. The nose of this is not so pungent and it's not so in your face, which, I mean, I do love that as well, don't get me wrong, but I also love the fact that it's slightly more subdued. Maybe that's the watering down maybe, but then Springbank distillery bottlings are watered down as well. So it's not like, you know, but I'm getting a pinch of lime. I just had a drop of lime in there as well. Like, you know, when you're making Vietnamese food and you get a little bit of lime, that acidity, I'm getting a little bit of that as well. Oh, delicious. Delicious. What does it say on the descriptions? Yeah, sugar, great. Saltiness, yeah, that's fine. But it's pretty, look, it's not very descriptive. It's just a little bit of rough notes, but let's get tasting. Malty, cola, earthy, sweet, oily. Oh wow, the finish is delicious. The finish is phenomenal. It's extremely herbal, almost like a bit of Chinese cough syrup in there. Licorice is a definite note in there. Licorice. Oh, I'm salivating from it. The saltiness just comes right through. The saltiness comes right through. Now, keeping in mind that this is actually breakfast for me, so I haven't had much to eat or anything to eat at all, actually. Oh, delicious. It's sweet. A puncture of sweetness, and then followed by salinity and savouriness, herbaceous notes, leathery, wet leather. You know, someone opening the dungeon with a bit of moss, and the gimp comes out, and it's, you know, it's fantastic. The gimp mask thing is actually something that's become a theme with Springbanks for me, and dingy smells. I'll get bored of it, and I'll stop talking about the gimp, and I'll think of something else really obscure. Wet soil, like it's just rained in the forest with a bit of leaf litter getting a bit of moisture on a humid day. That's what I get with this. The oiliness, it just envelops the mouth. I love it. And you know what? In this case, the uniform ABV that old particular bottlings tends to go with paid off. This particular ABV I think is great. Maybe another percent would have been extra ballsy, you know, but no, I think it's a great ABV and balance with this one. Absolutely fucking delicious, and this is a bottle that I will remember for the ages. In fact, I won't actually, because this is going into a session soon, and it'll be probably polished off pretty quickly. So, but pretty powerful, but well balanced to a large degree. Sweet. The sweetness is a boysenberry jam, brown sugar syrup, a bit of burnt brown sugar, a little bit of burnt butter, herbaceousness. It's a good mix with sweetness and savoury, leathery and earthy undertones. It's fantastic. I love it. But then again, I am super biased with Springbank. In saying that though, some of the new Springbank releases that are, you know, special limited editions, I've been a little bit iffy on, but generally independent bottled Springbanks never disappoint interest factor. Whether or not they're that good, that's another question. Would I recommend buying this? Shit, yes I would. I would haul myself out for this one again if I can find another bottle, but I can't. And I must say the description of a big oily finish, yes, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. It is oily, it is lingering, the finish is long. Cigar pairings for this one, look, I would go crazy with this one. It'll complement something peppery and spicy with a sweetness. It'll also complement something sweet and oily like a Maduro or a double or a triple Maduro. Regardless of what you smoke with this, I think it's great because of the nature of the spirit. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. That is medical advice. I am not a doctor, but I did spend a lot of time in WebMD, so that makes me a doctor. So please do eat, smoke, drink. That is medical advice. Cheers.